Talk with author Lett is a show that informs, inspires, and motivates. All shows are taped in front of a live virtual audience. Make sure to follow us so you can be notified when a new show is available on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also follow us if you want to be a part of our live tapings. Grab your beverage and snacks, get comfortable so we can let's talk. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk. I am your host, author Lett. This is the show where we inform, inspire, and motivate you during these tough times and beyond. So come on in and have a virtual seat so we can let's talk. You guys can view my shows on Facebook and YouTube. So make sure to hit follow and like and tell a friend and tell a friend. So tonight is Friday, August 21st, and let's talk about the world of comedy and good music. I'm excited to welcome Legacy Son, who is a previous member of St Oshun. He'll be stopping by today to debut his new single and share the story behind the music. And you already know it wouldn't be a full show without Entertainer JeROME, who's joining me for all the hot topics, unfiltered, funny, and always on point. It's going to be a can't miss episode. But first, as you guys know, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, I'm going to be giving out my special shout outs to my Let's Talk family. So please put in the comments where you're watching the show from and your name. Or if you don't want to use your real name, use your play name. I don't know, but just make sure you say hello. And also want to let you know that we always go back after the fact and look at the comments to see who said hello, so I can acknowledge you there as well, okay? So with all that being said, let's get into a brief message from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to give the shots. We want to read the shout outs, okay? All right. I've got something special to share with you guys. As we continue growing Let's Talk, my goal has always been the same: to inspire, inform, and motivate people during these tough times and beyond. You guys always hear me talk about that. And now I want to take that mission even further. When Let's Talk reaches 5,000 subscribers by the end of September, I'm going to bless one lucky supporter, and I'm going to do a random drawing, right, with a $400 gift card. So whether you need to pay a bill, buy groceries, get school supplies, or simply spread a little love and motivation to someone else, this gift is my way of giving back to the community that continues to lift me up. Your support means everything, and I want to pour that same support right back into you. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep growing with me, because Let's Talk is more than a show. It's a movement. So the more people you tell to hit subscribe, the quicker we get to that number, the higher your chances are of me pulling out your name. Now, these will be subscribers. Again, it'll be a random drawing, and it'll be a $400 gift card or cash app. So it's going to be cash. And this is from DTL Productions. So you guys, I truly appreciate your love and support. Again, that is our goal, to try to get to that number. Discover award-winning, critically acclaimed reads from the Black Authors Association #1 memoir, Pretty Little Bastard Child and Searching by author Danny. Parts 1 and 2 deliver a raw, powerful testament of courage and resilience that will leave you speechless. As author Danny says, your trauma isn't your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Purchase books on authordannyd.com.
Oh, yeah. You made my day. There's sun when my skies were gray. Singing as I watch life pass me by. afraid to give love one more try. I've been hurt by love before, and now I know how it feels. There's no greater prison than to be in love by yourself and someone new.
She was a woman ahead of her time. My mother made a decision in 1974 that would echo through our family for nearly 50 years. She purchased a life insurance policy, quietly, intentionally, lovingly. She didn't know exactly when she'd leave this earth, but she knew that when she did, she didn't want her children drowning in grief and bills. My name is Elise Green, and I'm a financial literacy educator because of her. Over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to share her story and why it changed everything for our family. This one's for every mother, father, daughter, and son who wants to leave love, not burden, behind. Follow along. The story is for you.
Have you ever looked at yourself and wondered, who am I? When sadness, fear, and doubt fill our hearts, we can lose sight of who God created us to be. But what if there was a way to see yourself through God's eyes? The Mirror by Michael A. Jones, available now on Amazon. You guys know I love that song, right? Because I produced it. I always got to dance to it. So, those were our sponsors. Make sure you go out and support them. You know how I am about entrepreneurship. It means so much to me. Okay. So make sure you go out and support them. So let's see who's checking in from the Let's Talk fam. Several of you, quite a few of you, wow, are watching, but only handful of you are saying hello. My usuals, which I absolutely love, love, love. Those of you that scared, I totally understand. It's all good. For starters, we got Rockin' Richard Houston. Hey, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your love and support. Hubby is watching. Mwah. Thanks, babe, for your love and support as well. Carla, my sis, what's up, girl? It was so good to see you. What was it? 2 weeks ago, I think it was. It was so good to see you. How you doing, girl? Thank you so much for your love and support as well. Um, Richard said, what is Richard? Oh, he said lost another skater. Oh yeah. Just before we went live, we found out that DJ Ken, I think it was DJ Ken Smalls, passed away. I am so sorry. Sending my condolences to him, to the family, and to the skate world. That's sad. So lifting his family up in prayer. I hate to hear that. It just seems like we're losing more and more skaters, and oh my goodness, so sad. But definitely praying for the family. Okay, we got my girl Vera. What's up, Vera? She's checking in. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for your support, girl. Thank you, thank you. When you gonna come do the show with me? You said you was gonna do it. What's going on? Come on, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. That's my friend. All right, and then Carla says she's watching on YouTube. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take all the love I can get from all both platforms. So make sure you tell a friend, hit like and follow. Absolutely. And subscribe. And Vera sending hearts. All right, you guys. So that's my Let's Talk fam. Like I said, I see quite a few of you watching, and thank you for your love and support. So tonight, y'all, we got a treat for you. Let me just show this for you. We've been planning this. I haven't seen this gentleman in a very long time. You guys, this is Entertainer JeROME. He's no stranger to the show. For those of you who don't know, this is comedian JeROME. He's a multi-talented comedian, actor, singer, writer whose journey spans from Queens, New York to Oakland and now Los Angeles, California. He performs worldwide, bringing his sharp humor and unforgettable energy to audiences on major cruises. So excited to have him. He's going to help me do what I call the hot topic. So you guys put your hands together and give him a warm welcome to Entertainer JeROME. Hey,
Hey, how's it
bro.
going? Hey, I just
How
got
are
on a couple of seconds
you?
ago. I was doing this through Safari, and I didn't hear no
Re-
sound. I just saw this the guy skating and all that. He's a killer skater. I don't know how he does that, flipping back and then coming back up. You know, it's just pretty amazing. But I couldn't hear no sound. I says, okay, let me try a different browser. And I just jumped on Firefox, and
Really?
as soon as you introduced me to Bam, now it's working now.
Oh, good, 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 good.
And you got to bear with me. Like it's like been 90 degrees, 90 plus degrees in LA this whole week, and my air conditioner has decided not to work. So
No.
I'll be sweating. I'll be sweating like Donald Trump at a Cinco de Mayo festival. I will be sweating.
You ain't supposed to say that name. They're gonna be knocking on my door any minute now.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But I was back
Oh,
east. I was back east. I was in a family reunion in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I visited my alma mater, North Carolina Central University. Let me see if you can show this on at least the cup. North Carolina Central
okay,
University Eagles, HBCU in Durham.
okay.
So I visited campus.
Awesome. You know, I gotta say it because you know the joke for those of you guys that don't know JeROME, but the biggest joke is the TV. You got a new
Oh, well, it's not new to me. I don't know if you can see some of it here. I don't know if it'll catch
TV. Ooh.
the reflection in the background to show my junky house. But it's a different TV. My other TV looked better on the outside, but the bulb broke. And
It
it
finally
lasts for
broke.
like it was about 17 years that it lasts. They say if you ever need a new bulb, you can go get another one by Panasonic. But Panasonic's not in the USA anymore. They're in Japan. I'm calling Japan and all this stuff, and they don't know anything. Oh, you don't know anything about your TV, homeboy. You know, no TV. No more arigato, Mr. JeROME. You know, so didn't hook that up. They were that didn't work. So I said I'll just wait and get one later because the pandemic hit. And so I didn't want to get a TV during the pandemic. I don't want to shop around. I want a good TV. So I didn't want people breathing on me. So, because you had the mask mandate. You remember the mask?
Right.
Actually,
I remember that.
a lot of people are happy they got rid of the rid of the mask mandate. Because we walk around everywhere you went, and they let you know how your breath smelled in those days, right? Because you walk around with the masks, man. Whose breath is stinking? Ooh, that's mine. Shoot, I can't wait till they finish this mask mandate. But some people are mad that they get rid of the mask mandate because the mask mandate was good for ugly people. If you were ugly, you were in it for 2 years with the mask mandate. Like, baby, you've got some beautiful eyes. Let me see the rest of your face. Just my face. Okay, put that mask back on. But anyway, back to the TV. So I didn't want to get a TV during the pandemic, so I just said forget it, and I just said well, whatever. I'm on these ships a lot. I'm not watching much TV, and sorry about the sweat, but
I'm sweating just laughing.
but
Oh.
so I said, oh, forget it. I watch YouTube all the time and stuff anyway. So with my iPad, my phone, I was cool. I don't hardly watch TV. I hadn't had cable in 20 years. I saved that money. Anyway, my roommate, my neighbor had a TV. He was using his sister's TV because his sister like bailed on his sister was living. Make a short story long. His sister was living with the mother, and then she like leaves, and she's an artiste, so she's roaming around doing her artistry with her dog in her car. And she left the
Okay.
TV alone and was there for years and not using it. So the brother said, well, I might as well just use it. And nobody's using it. So then he was in it, but it didn't work well with his Fire Stick. So he says, hey, man, I'm not using it. I'm going to another TV because you can get it, 4K TV and $300 or something at Walmart or Costco. I'm like, yeah, okay. He says, well, if your TV, if you didn't get a new bulb, why don't you use this one? So I said, all right, well, okay, I'll use it. I'm only going to watch probably the basketball game. So anyway, I put it in here and it's in there and it works. And it's good enough
Okay.
for me. It's not the latest 4K, but I'm not doing. I used to have a big old surround sound and all that set up, but I don't feel like setting up that anymore. I'm lazy. So, so
And
it
you're
is to
on that,
watch some few of the basketball games, and that's about it.
and you're
But
not really home a lot anyway, so I totally get it. I totally get
yeah,
it.
I'm in
Awesome.
and out doing these boats, and
So how's that coming along, sir? How's that
oh,
going?
it's coming along well. I'm some of the travel is getting to me, so I think next year I'm gonna cut back on a little bit of the travel. So the ships go well. I'm doing mainly, actually, this whole year I've just been doing Carnival. I haven't done any Princess or Norwegian. Any of those. Carnival's got enough gigs they were giving me, so I'm sticking with them. And for now, next year I'll probably mix it up a little bit. But what did I do? I was in Alaska. I'm going to go back to Alaska. And
Ooh.
Alaska's very scenic. If anybody's never been to Alaska, go to Alaska. It's very scenic. You
Ooh.
got, when you go through the inland passage in the water, you can see stuff on both sides. You can see some bears sometimes, and some
Oh.
whales, and some what do you call them? Icebergs and all that. As long as you don't run into them,
Yeah.
be cool. And so that's good. And then I'm gonna do one in Rome. And I'm
Oh,
gonna go to Rome
nice.
and
Oh,
Istanbul and Greece and all those spots. And that'll be a lot of fun. And
that is so
and it keeps
cool.
me busy because sometimes when he ain't doing nothing, I try to get. I'm not a good sleeper, so I've been. People give me all these remedies. You can use this stuff to go to sleep with. Listen to this music, do this and that, and you stay off your phone. They tell you stay off your phone because of the blue light, But you know how it is. You start doom scrolling. You go boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, it's 4 hours later, doom scrolling, and then all of a sudden you get kind of tired. You'll sneeze, and then you'll fart. You'll sneeze. I one time I sneezed and farted at the same time, and my body got a screenshot. But folks, look, hey, I hope that don't end up on Facebook. I call that snarting. But yeah. So that's been about it, and I've been trying to eat healthy. So I've been doing
Okay.
that for several years. I'm a vegetarian, not totally strict. I get a little fish here, and I guess it's a pescatarian.
Okay.
But I don't do so much of the. Some people do all the supplements and this and that. I do a little creatine, but I don't do all the what they have the herbs and all that kind of stuff. People, you got to take this herb and fenugreek is in some herb, and it's some St. John's wort is another herb. I'm like, I'm not going to take nobody's wort, whether they're saint or not, but you could. So I don't do all of those because this is the ancient Indians use these leaves, with and it helped them to make them sick. I said, I don't know. I'll take that, see what happened to him. So if I take this pill, I'm going to be I'm gonna get my land taken away and thrown on a reservation. I've already been made my forefathers already been made slaves. Now you want me to get some stuff that they'll kill my buffalo? I mean, what's going on with these herbs here? But some of those herbs, I think it's cool if you use them when it's fresh. If you get the leaves and all that kind of herbal stuff, I think it's better when it's fresh. But it's all crushed up and old and put through some process, some company. I wonder if it's efficient. I wonder what the efficacy is. It's because there's no expiration dates on those leaves.
I asked my
Or
doctor
whatever
about
the
that. I
herbs
said,
are.
yeah, I said, what about all these herbs and everybody's taking? She said, all it's gonna do is give you a bad case of diarrhea. I was like, ooh, no, I'm
Mhm.
good.
And then some don't match with other things, and whatever else you're taking and whatever else you're eating, it's gotta go in harmony. And some of the people, some of these are very good. They used in China, India, and the
Okay.
Native Americans
Mm,
have used them. But a lot of times they knew what they were doing, and they use them only when they needed them. Like use them when they were sick or something, and it can help you
okay.
then. But if you ain't sick, it's like you taking penicillin. You ain't sick, it ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Ugh.
So, but you can't tell somebody that's all into that. Oh, no, what you talking about, man? You do this, you take that, you drink this water. Okay, that water and these bottled water. Now they find all the microplastics in bottled water, and every month you
God.
got a credit card's worth of microplastics in your body.
Oh.
And when I was a kid, we drank water from the garden hose. We're still alive. You get that
Yep.
garden hose out, and the first gulp is hot and tastes like
Yep.
rubber, but it
It was
quenched our
good.
thirst. Yeah.
So, I told everybody you're going to help me do the hot topics. I know they tired of hearing it from me. They want to hear from you. So, what are some hot topics, Drum? I know you've been all over the world and you've seen everything, heard everything.
Oh, I know. It's just one thing's happening. It seems like, I guess it's happening everywhere. There's all these earthquakes going on, and
Yeah.
you get these. Where was that? It was in they
Was
had
it
some back
Colombia?
Colombia, and I think
Mhm.
Venezuela had a really bad earthquake.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I'm just, and people say it's all long overdue for Los Angeles or
Oh.
California in general. Man, the big one's coming. The big one's coming. So maybe I'll sell my house hopefully before that hits. But you're supposed to get into the doorway, I guess. That's what they say if there's an earthquake, because that's the strongest part of the building.
Mm.
So I never saw it. When you see all these wreck footage of buildings, you never see somebody standing in the doorway. I'm glad this doorway was here. The building's all crushed. Everybody in the neighborhood is flattened, but I got this doorway. You might as well walk around with the doorway to go to work. I got my doorway. Go to the grocery store. Hey, what are you doing? I got my doorway in case there's an earthquake. I'm going to be the safest person in the hood with my doorway. So I don't know. I think you need to get out and get in the middle of the street. That's what I'm saying. Things fall in the middle of the street, it
Mhm.
won't hit you.
That's what
And
I think too.
and take care of your mental health, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a lot
Oh.
of a lot of folks happening. A lot of Hollywood folks are losing their minds, man. I don't know. They're
Oh.
depressed here. What everybody's using the depressed. I'm depressed and I don't feel safe for everything. Well,
Mm.
how would you think of you in the caveman days? They never felt safe.
Woo.
At least you
Getting
can call
chased.
911. You can't call 911 back in the caveman days. Saber tooth ties after you. That's it. You better hopefully you can climb a tree, and hopefully he can't climb a tree. Mm.
That is crazy. Yeah, it's so much going on in the world. Like you said, mental health. My husband and I, we were talking about this because, he's in law enforcement. And you always hear on the news that somebody was held up in the store or in the hospital with a knife or this and that. We were just saying, and I should be sensitive when I say it, but I mean this in a jokingly matter, that maybe they should walk around with big old necklaces on and say, I'm crazy.
Yeah,
Nothing.
exactly. Just like and then people leave you alone. In Los Angeles, if you get on the public transportation and you act crazy, you get on for free. They
For
don't charge
real?
crazy people or homeless people. No, I mean they just
Oh,
walk right on. So that's what I got doing it. I was talking to him because he was like, can you call 911 for me. I said, what are you talking about? Call the cops because I don't like where I'm staying. I don't like where I'm staying, and they don't treat me right. They don't give me candy. They don't give me this and that. And the guy was like in his mid-20s, talking about candies and everything. But he was mentally, I said, are you mentally disabled? Yeah, I'm mentally disabled. I'm mentally disabled. But he talked relatively normal. But he kept saying, I need to, call it. So, I got time. I'll hang out with you, man. I'll call. He says, I got to get out of my group home, and I'm just going to go to Skid Row or somewhere, or see if the cops can take me somewhere. I said, all right. So I
Oh.
called the cops, waiting for the cops. I was talking to him. And he says, oh, I can't wait any longer. So he got on the bus. And he was talking relatively normal. And I noticed as soon as he stepped on the bus, one foot on this bus, he was like, and he just walked past the bus driver and got off. I said, oh, that's how you do it. All right. Thanks. You're going to save me $1.75 a ride.
Like you
But
crazy.
no, that's what happens in LA. If you act
Wow.
crazy, they don't you don't have to pay to get on the bus. Or any
Wow.
transportation. It's crazy. I mean, they didn't do that when I was coming up. Oakland, California, and this was
The
in
Bay.
the late 70s. It was 15 cents. Get on the bus in
Yes.
Oakland. Get on the 57 or 82, going down MacArthur
Mhm.
or East 14th. And now it's Independence Boulevard, but it was East 14th back then. It was 15 cents. And if you didn't pay your 15 cents, the bus driver would stop the bus and walk back there and shake you down, even if they hold you upside down to get your 15 cents.
Yeah.
But now, I guess people are scared. These cops, I mean, not cops, the bus drivers are sealed up with all this plastic. Somebody said, oh, that was because of COVID, but COVID's not here anymore. But they're behind this protective cocoon of, because I guess people are so crazy nowadays, you can't trust them. So they're, if you need the bus driver help, they can't get out there. They got to crawl out the window, I think, because they got this all this
Yeah.
plastic sealing them in. They got to be
Mm.
careful. They're probably breathing in microplastics.
And then I saw on social media, some guy said something to the bus driver and he started beating the passenger up. I said,
What?
So maybe that's why they're enclosed. Crazy.
Yeah, well, maybe that
Mm-mm-mm.
passion. Well, I guess that doesn't happen. That happened in the old days. If you didn't act right, the bus driver would handle it. So maybe he's the old school bus driver. You ain't mess around the bus driver there. But you gotta.
Wow.
But there's a lot of stuff going on. You hear about these divorces all over the place, and you hear about these topics every time you hear some couple breaking up. It's always some Hollywood couple and everything. And I don't know. I thought you were supposed to find your soulmate. That's what you need. Your soulmate. That's what they say. But I wonder if that's really true, having a soulmate. Because they say, if you love somebody, then you let them go. Right? Something like, you love something, you let it go. And if it comes back, then it's yours. Right?
Right.
But I'm like, if you love somebody, you let them go. And if they come back, that means nobody else wanted them anyway. Nobody else wanted them either. So it's not yours. Nobody else wants that headache. As I sipped the North Carolina Central University cup.
I never heard that before. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted them either.
Yeah.
You got me sweating from
topics
laughing.
you've been hearing about all these different these E. coli and all this stuff all these recalls on the food lately.
Oh, I know.
this
Everything
lettuce
is
can get you-
salad.
salads
Everything.
and I just heard on the news this one brand, I don't want to mispronounce their name and get them in trouble, but this one brand of frozen blueberries. They said don't eat the frozen blueberries. It's not just like it'll make you sick, it could kill you. I'm like, what? Now you can't eat the blueberries.
From
You can't eat
Publix here in
nothing.
Atlanta. Our grocery store called Publix in Atlanta. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
Blueberries?
Yeah. Our Publix. Yeah, it's like you can't eat nothing. You got to be a breatharian. I don't even heard of breatharians.
No, what's that?
Oh, you should Google it. It's these people that they don't eat food, they just breathe. They breathe the nutrients. I'm telling you. I have an uncle that's a breatharian for real, man.
How
No,
did they
he's
survive
because my
with no
aunt told me
food?
this was like 25 years ago. It's a breath. He wrote a book on it. He's a breatharian. You just breathe. I don't know. I said, how does that work? Well, they just supposed to breathe and get the molecules and they don't eat food. I said, you got to eat some food. No, so what, they order a steak at the restaurant? I go, thank you. You can have this back. You can serve someone else. Okay, that'll be 25 cents. I mean, but supposedly, no, this is a thing. And it was one of my uncles, my cousin's mother, who's my aunt, married a guy who's a breatharian. I never met him, but I saw his book. And it was something, there was a TV show called That's Incredible. Well, all these people.
I remember
do these
that,
amazing
yeah.
feats, and supposedly this guy was like a skinny guy, but he was abnormally strong, like bench pressing 700 pounds or squatting 600 pounds. He was only about 170 or 80 or something, but he did have amazing strength. But he supposedly he was a breatharian. But then again, my aunt said that some people said they saw him sneaking a McDonald's Big Mac here and there. Like, I guess every man has his illusion. Every man has his weakness. But that's supposed to be a thing of the breatharian.
Oh, that's a breatharian. That's weird.
Yeah. I think I haven't Googled. I have to Google it now because back then there was no Googles.
Yeah, I'm a Google it.
That's when they had pagers. That you were a baller if you had a pager.
Oh yeah,
that dude's had a pager. Man, that dude must be somebody. He's important, because there's no cell phones. Anybody young listening? There was no cell phones. To contact you, you had a little square device on your belt that would beep off, beep beep beep. You get a phone call, you look at it and you see, called you, and then you go to a phone booth. And if you're too young, you might not know what a phone booth is, but you can use that phone booth and use the phone in there. Unless Superman was in there changing his clothes. But if you had a pager, you were a baller. That dude's got a pager. He must be a doctor or a drug dealer. Same thing, But no, there was no pages then, so you couldn't Google nothing. Then you couldn't chat GPT nothing. So I'm gonna have to do that now. Library. Check into breatharian.
Breatharian. Oh my God! And there was no Google. We had to go to the library and pull out the books of encyclopedia or whatever it was. And...
yeah, you had to get a Dewey Decimal System. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can find something and thumb through all the pages and hope somebody rip out the pages of what you needed to read.
Ooh.
Yeah. But now it's all texting. People probably even texting at the dinner table.
Yep.
Can you pass the potatoes? Smiley face. Okay, I'll send it right over here. Smiley face.
Look, wait. Or me and my husband, we go out and we out and we not have a good time or we tired or what. I'll text him, you ready to go? Yep, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, they're ready to get texting. The person's right next to you. Okay, well, I'm gonna go out some air. Just hit me up when you're ready to go. Smiley face. Or you send the wrong emojis.
Ooh.
You say, somebody's, father dies, and you send my condolences, and instead of sending the flowers, it's something like laughing with 2 tears. Yes, I heard about your father. crying, laughing emoji. Hey man, I didn't see that out.
Oops.
With the shake my head emoji over there. Oh, really?
Oh my God.
You can't get it back either. Unless you use, now if you use WhatsApp or Messenger, you can actually correct your text. I think you can correct it. I think there's a time limit on that. Because I remember I tried to change it over, and in the edit, you couldn't edit after a day or so. But during that day, I think you can edit stuff. You can change it. I didn't mean to get the 2 tears laughing. I wanted to get the 1 tear laughing. No.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the modern day technology that we have to deal with while we're here.
And
they got the new dolls. I don't know. They're supposed to have the AI working with the dolls.
What? I saw a movie on that. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. And then the Barbies and all that can actually talk to you.
That's scary. That's kind of creepy. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Probably if you're growing up with it as a kid, it's probably fun, depending on what it's saying, unless it's going to curse you out or something.
Oh.
But they have the different ethnicities. I was just thinking about that. I said I have to write a bit on that because they got, I'm sure they got the ghetto Barbie with the different detachable hair weaves. Remember, you used to push the button and the hair would come out. With the black Barbie, you push the button, the hair comes off. And the fake eyelashes that snap on. I don't have it. I run out of I can't afford the fake eyelashes for my ghetto Barbie, so I'll just use a couple of Venus flytraps. And then the tattoo Barbie, yeah. I don't know what's up with those eyelashes like that. I think that's gonna go out of style by next year because
I hope so.
You blink a couple of times, you get airborne. You put some weights on your ankles so you don't fly away with your. Hope you don't get some dust in your eye. I got some dust. Oh, shoot! I didn't have to get in my car. I got to work on my own.
How can they see out of those things? It's like,
Yeah,
oh
for
my
real.
God.
Look like the
Woo.
old episode of The Flying Nun.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
And the tattoos. You got any tattoos? Because tattoos,
No.
that's cool. Everybody's getting tats, man.
Mm-mm. I
I'm too
don't believe in
cheap.
it.
I think some of the tats look if you do them right, and it's a good artist. But I'm too cheap, man. They ain't free, and they ain't cheap.
Yeah.
I said I don't have the money for them, but some people just overdo it. Everything's tattooed, and then the piercing, and they get the bull nose ring, and I don't
Mm-mm.
know. I saw some people with so many piercings on them. They take all them piercings out at one time, drink some water. They look like a sprinkler. Get a side jar of water in everybody's lung.
Oh God. Mark said, what about the bonnets? Then the
Oh
airport with
yeah, the
bonnets
bonnet.
on.
You know they yeah, I'm sure they got Barbie the bonnet Barbie. In the house shoes Barbie. Going to a senior prom with her house shoes and pajamas and a bonnet, eyelashes. And just in case during the dance, when they take pictures, they're gonna pull the bonnet off and slap the front lace on. But at
No.
Tuskegee Institute, HBCU, they have banned bonnets. They banned
Really?
bonnets, do rags, and what else do they ban? And pajamas.
You can't wear
Just
them in
walking around
public.
campus. You can't walk around campus with bonnets or do
Good.
rags or
Good.
your or in your house in your bedroom slippers.
Good.
Because I'm
Because when
like,
we
yeah,
were in
it's got to the point where that's just out of control.
when we were in college, we looked our cutest. We did our hair, our makeup, had our cute outfits on with our book bags going
Hmm.
to class. Now, I can't remember. I was looking at something, and this girl had a bonnet, house shoes, and pajamas going to class. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, you just
Ridiculous.
wear what you slept in and just show up in class. Might as well have the teacher come to your bedroom and give you a lesson.
That's crazy.
Don't worry, just stay right in that bed. I'll give you the lecture from here.
That's
All right,
crazy.
then.
Well, Jerome, what do you have planned on the horizon, sir? I know you still doing the cruise this year.
Yeah, I'm going out taking one cruise out of Norfolk, Virginia,
Okay.
called the Carnival Sunshine. Very nice ship. Very nice ship.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. And then the people in Norfolk are really cool. That whole area of Virginia, the East Coast, and a lot of smart folks, sophisticated people. It's not some of these cruises you can get on and be like, I'm so hood. Fights every weekend on some of these cruises. But you get the ones out of Norfolk. People are cool and mature. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna go. Let me see where it's gonna go. It's gonna go to the Bahamas. I'm gonna meet it. Where am I gonna meet it? Let me look right now on my phone. I'm gonna meet it in Nassau, Bahamas,
Okay.
and then no, I'm gonna. What am I talking about? We're gonna meet in Bermuda. I
Oh,
forgot about that.
nice.
We're gonna be in Bermuda,
Okay.
so we're gonna go to Bermuda, and then I'm gonna be on it for 3 days, and then it's going to stop and I'll be on for the next cruise, part of the next cruise. I come in for parts of each cruise. So three
Okay.
days for this one, it's a 7 day cruise. I'm on for the last 3 days. And the next cruise, I'm on for 1, 2, 3 days. And then I leave in Nassau. And then I go to the Luminosa, which leaves out of San Francisco, but I'll catch it in Juneau, Alaska.
Oh,
I'm gonna go to Juneau,
nice.
Alaska, and Ketchikan, Alaska, and Skagway. It's all on the coast of Alaska. If any, Alaska's huge. Alaska is almost like half the size of the United States in landmass. It's
Wow.
it's it's the biggest state, and but it's very most of it's uninhabitable. But a lot of it, when you do the tourist stuff, is very scenic, especially at the coast. It's a
Mm.
beautiful cruise, and people say in the summer it's not so cold. It might be 50s, 60s. Sometimes it's 70s in a couple of days.
That's their
But at
summers?
night it gets in
Wow.
the 40s and it gets above
Mm.
30s. And in the winter they usually don't have the cruise ships go up there because it's be
Freezing cold.
frozen. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But so I'll be
wow.
there and then from there I go to the one that goes to the Europe. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, you'll like that one. I did the French Italian Riviera years ago and I had so much fun. It's an experience. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so glad you had time to come and
Yeah.
grace our virtual stage. I always have
I guess I
fun
need to put
talking
my
with
arms down. I
you.
get my arms all hunched up like him.
I'm glad you got a new TV. And stop saying you broke. All that money you making, you doing well. We are
Yeah,
so proud of you. You
Well, I'm
keep
cheap,
doing.
so I put my money in the S&P 500 index funds,
Woo!
buy and
See, now
hold
that's smart. That's smart.
instead of buying. Other people gonna buy these crunchy grande lattes at Starbucks. No, I'll take that $4, $5, and invest it, put it
That's
away,
smart.
let it grow.
That's
Yeah, so I
smart.
don't now I hardly watch much TV. So it's like, why do I need this big old thing? I had, like I said before, I had all the surround sound, my vibrator, couch would vibrate. Don't Freudian slip, Freudian slip right there. No, I had, I had bass shakers in my couch, and it causes the couch to vibrate. If anybody
Oh,
really wants the full experience of surround sound, if you're playing video games or watching movies, you put the bass shakers in your couch, and they're not expensive. It's like $50, and you
oh,
attach them under your couch, and it goes against the wood under your couch or your love seat or whatever you have. And whenever there's explosions and stuff, you attach it to your receiver, and it'll rumble your seat and all of that. It's just like they have those in
oh,
amusement parks like Disneyland and Universal, but you can get
yeah.
that in your house. I had all that stuff set up and all that stuff before, but when my TV went on blink,
Mm.
I just never did it, and I never hooked it up again. And with the new TV, I don't even feel like hooking it up again and doing that. I'm like, that's okay. I'll do it maybe a little later,
Yeah.
someday.
Okay, okay. Well, like you said, next year you're not gonna be traveling as much, so you can really, enjoy some
Yeah, I might do it
relaxation
then.
time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
and I'll be coming out your neck of the woods too. I'll be coming out to Atlanta a few more times.
Yeah, yeah. Mark and I met you for dinner when you was here the last time. So yeah, let us know when you come again. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
always a good
that was
time.
nice.
Fun, fun,
Yeah,
fun,
because
fun.
it's a nice area. I'll see if I can take the summers and the winter. Because in the South you got all them bugs. Even North Carolina and all, had all them bugs be around. Sam, in
Whew.
Los Angeles we got like three bugs. Five mosquitoes or something. And
Ooh,
and that's about it. And you don't hear the bugs at night. I was in North Carolina and you can hear all these bugs at night. You don't hear them in Los Angeles. And the
no,
crickets
you
can't
got
jump in LA. The crickets jump like this.
yeah,
Back east or New York, because well, that cricket, boom, they can jump.
yeah,
They
and
lazy in
big.
California. They just walk. They the crip walk. Get gangster, dog. Get gangster. Get gangster, dog. Get gangster. So the crip walk is the cricket walk.
Too
They go
funny.
there.
Oh my
And then I got
God.
to see the weather. So how cold does it get in Atlanta area? Because if I do,
Um,
I'll probably get up with my cousins right in Smyrna. If anybody's
yeah.
knows the Atlanta area, Smyrna is one of the suburbs.
Yeah, absolutely. January is always a cold month. But
Is
it
that
doesn't
like
get
it doesn't get like 20 degrees, it does it?
no, well, it's rare, but it'll get cold in October and our winters are sometimes 50, 60 degrees. And when it gets real, real cold, it'll get down sometime down to 20. But the best time to come in the winter would either be like October, November or February, March. But January and December,
Okay, well that's not bad.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
every now and then in LA it'll get 30 degrees a couple times out of the year.
Oh,
Sometimes it
yeah.
gets down to 38, stuff like that. And in
Wow.
the 40s and some of the winters. Some of the winters can be a little bit cold, but Christmas time is 70 degrees.
Oh, that's nice. I remember growing up as a kid in Cali. Yeah, 70 degrees is
Mm,
nice. Definitely nice. Well, we got to have you come back on. Let me know when you be back in
okay.
town because I want
All
you to come
right.
back
For
on. I
sure.
want to get you and Dean on together again. I want
Oh
you to once
yeah, that'll
more
work. That'll work.
do that once again. So I
Anytime.
appreciate you so much, Jerome.
Okay, no
Stay
problem.
in touch, my brother from another mother.
Okay. Everybody out there in internet land, live long and prosper. Is that the live long and prosper from Spock? If you've been to, if you know the Star Trek.
Chucky.
Yeah. I used to watch when I
Okay.
had a black and white TV, and you didn't know that Spock had green blood until I went to my cousin's house. They had color TV. Wow, Spock has green blood. We can't tell it on TV. We got it home. But anyway, let me get out of
Too
here.
funny. Well, thank you, Jerome. I'll be talking to you. Keep in touch,
All
okay?
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Later.
You guys, Jerome is hilarious. He is so funny. Thank you, Entertainer Jerome, for coming on. Let's talk. So, we're going to get to the second segment of our show. Let me introduce my next guest. I think this is a treat as well that you guys will enjoy as well. This next individual, I should say, his name is Legacy Son. Some of you, he does look familiar, but he's Well, anyways, let me just read the whole bio and get into the music video and the interview. So, you guys, this is Legacy Son, originally from Wisconsin, now based in Los Angeles. Legacy Son brings a unique sound he calls radiant, pop uplifting, sax infused music crafted to inspire confidence, style, and spiritual light. So, let's take a listen to his video. You guys will find this to be a treat as well. And then when the video ends, then we're gonna hear the interview that we did with him. Okay, so without further ado, here is his new single "Nano Time," and this is I keep wanting to call him Charles, but his new name is now Legacy Son. So here he is. Okay, got the video going for y'all. And here's his video.
All the stars on an LA sidewalk disappear in the Milky Way. Cause you come like a warm December, full of fire like a brand new day. And I dream when the lightning flashes of our future bringing love and pain. No one could ever hurt your sparkle, so believe the kids in the pouring rain. Here we are, made up of stars, lost in a place no beginning never ends. And yeah, so scary to feel so small. Your eyes can feel my tomorrows. I found you in a constellation, burning ooh like a comet flame. Seconds filled with a sensation, and we live like the breeze. No, they can't ever see. Nano in time. You feel that there's no tomorrow. I'll feel what I'd never last. But you got me locked like a beach at sunset. And I hold you till your shadows pass. And here we are, made up of stars, lost in a place no beginning never ends. And yeah, so scary to feel so small. Your eyes can feel my tomorrows. I found you in a constellation, burning ooh like a comet flame. Seconds filled with a new sensation, and we live like the breeze. No, they can't ever see. Nano in time. When the night falls, I see you rising like the Phoenix, you're brand new. And now we dream at sunset, knowing together we are better than they'll ever know. I found you in a constellation, burning ooh like a comet flame. Seconds filled with a new sensation, and we live like the breeze. No, they can't ever see. Nano
You guys, that was the video from Legacy's son. His music, I think, is amazing. So, as you guys know, he is currently performing. So, we actually taped his interview earlier this week. So, take a listen to the interview. Make sure if you got any questions, please still ask them in the group or in the comment section. I will make sure that he sees them. He probably is actually watching the show in between sets. So, please feel free to ask any questions that you may have. So without further ado, here is the interview that I conducted with Legacy Son. Hi, Charles. Welcome back to Let's Talk. So glad to see you and have you back on the show. How have you been, sir?
I have been excellent. I have been excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, aside of trying to get my voice back from that mean old sinus infection I had a couple weeks ago. I'm doing good. I know, right?
So, yeah, it sounds like you've been smoking cigarettes, chain smoking.
No, sir. I don't smoke. Too funny. Too funny. Oh my goodness. So I saw your music video and we're gonna air it obviously for the viewers to watch. It is amazing. I love the new song, the beats, everything. But I gotta ask Charles, something is missing. Where is Portia?
That's the question everybody asks because they're looking for tea. I know they're all looking for tea. They're looking for some kind of crazy drama. There was, unfortunately, no drama.
Okay.
So about a little less than a year ago, our marketing person, he said, he's been saying, but he said, you guys need to sit down. You need to hone your brand. You spend a lot of time, working on music is really great. You spend time on your show, everything else. But your problem is you don't have a cohesive brand. And so people don't understand what they're signing up for. And if they think that they are signing up for something, they are not necessarily getting that thing. You need to be very specific and very intentional about understanding what your brand is. So everything you do comes back and explains that brand. So I spent a lot of time really trying to think about that question. And then I came across this guy who specializes in branding, in artist branding. The channel, the YouTube channel, if people are curious, because it doesn't have to be music branding, it can be any branding if you're an entrepreneur. It's called Neighborhood Art Supply. And so I spent about 6 months trying to hone the brand of St Oshun. And so I was chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. And so when I finally came up with my brand document, I shared it with our marketing person. And he said, well, this feels good, but it doesn't feel like it's Portia. It really feels like it's you. Where's Portia in this document? And I was like, I don't know, Portia, how do you feel? And she said, well, I kind of see myself, but not necessarily all the way, et cetera, et cetera. And so as I reflected more and more on that, I was like, yeah, I have a really clear vision. I see exactly what I want to do, what I want the sound to be, what I want the message to be, how I want to make people feel, what my audience looks like. And what I kept saying was my, not our. And I was like, I'm really scared to do this, but I think I need to do my own thing. I think I need to go forward and move forward on my own. And I very much acknowledge the fact that there are no guarantees. I could fall on my face. It could not work. But at the same time, you only get, if you're lucky, 100 years on this planet.
Yeah.
And so if you have it in your spirit to do, you need to move forward. You need to do it. If you feel like this message is something you need to communicate, then you need to do it and trust that God will help direct you in that particular journey. So it was very, very scary because we were St Oshun for over 10 years. We spent so much time, so much money, we had so many opportunities. And to walk away from it was very, very scary for me. But when I talked to the marketing person that we work with, he said the biggest mistake you can make in a business is holding on because of your past.
Oh, okay.
You will just doom yourself to continue the same experiences that you're having right now. You have to be willing to move forward. And sometimes that moving forward means doing your own thing. So here I am today doing my own thing.
Okay. I love it. I love it. So, and what you just said earlier, sometimes in life we have to pivot, right? We have to change and make adjustments so that we can be more marketable in different ways, So Congratulations on that. I love Portia. Hopefully she'll branch out and do her own thing as well. You
Mhm.
guys are so talented. Oh my goodness.
Yes, we and to further dampen the tea for everybody that wants to be like, oh, they hate each other or whatever. No, we did a private party together where we just did cover songs like a month ago, and she was asking me about some help starting her own project and everything. There is no hard feelings. There just really isn't. I know everybody wants there to be something really dramatic, and it just really there really isn't. We're still very happy to work together. We probably one day we'll collaborate on a project together in the future. Um, so it's only good feelings.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that because you always hear bad things, and that's really good that you guys can be mature adults and say, okay, we're going to do our own thing. Awesome. So, Charles, the name Legacy Son, I'm sorry, I keep calling you Charles. Legacy Son, excuse me, sir.
Takes some getting used to. It's all good. It's all good.
When someone experiences Legacy Son for the first time, what do you want them to understand about both the music and the man behind it? How did that name come about?
So really, it starts with my father. My father,
Oh,
he served in the military. He was a career military man, and then he left a really strong legacy. Even after that, it's a whole long journey. But I can remember growing up, it was me and my father were the only black people in my town. It was rural
wow.
in Wisconsin, and everybody there respected him.
Oh, wow.
All, despite the fact that there was definitely racism there and whatever. At the end of the day, they respected him, and he left a legacy behind. He helped a lot of people. He helped even some people that hated him. He still helped them. He
Wow.
sometimes gave them advice, helped them get jobs. I remember sometimes they would come into our house and he would help them get jobs. He would give them money. Like, it was all different ways that he would help and leave this legacy. And I feel like for so many people, they think of a legacy as what you leave behind, but your legacy is really what you choose to do in your life. That's how you leave your legacy. And so in this project, that's a big part of it, is I want to leave a legacy of joy. And I think a lot of times when people hear that word, they think of like this naive optimism, like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness, this guy just doesn't understand that life can be hard. No, it's not about ignoring the fact that life can be hard. It's about facing your darkness and choosing light. That is a big part of legacy. And that's where the sun comes in the name Sun, is being willing to choose the light, even the times when it's difficult, when you don't know how to make it through. You say,
Mm.
I'm still going to choose to move forward and to be light. So when you listen to my music, that's what I hope you realize is like, yes, sometimes life is hard, but ultimately I'm still going to choose to leave a beautiful legacy behind.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Positivity, right? All about being positive. Life has a lot of dark moments, but it's how we handle the bad times. I love that.
Yeah.
And that's such a good, awesome tribute to your dad. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure he's smiling down on you. Very proud of that. Very proud.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, we we how can I say this? As this chapter continues, right? That we talk about this new branding, this new sound and all of that. What kind of musical and personal legacy do you hope Legacy Son will leave behind? Do you hope that maybe your children will take it on if they go into the entertainment business, or just expand on that? What do you foresee this being in your legacy?
Well, one of the paths that took me in this direction was, uh, throughout the branding process, I was talking to our marketing guy, and he said, "You are not Earth, Wind, and Fire, but you are
Oh,
Earth, Wind, and Fire." At
okay.
the end of the day, when people hear your music, there's that's a core component. That if you could if that's only if you could I could only compare you to one artist, that would be the first one. And when
Mm,
you think about a band like Earth, Wind, and Fire, they have a legacy. And when you ask someone even today, like, when you think of Earth, Wind, and Fire, what do you think of? You do think of joy. You think of fun. You think of spirituality. You think of uplifting. And so that's what I want to leave behind when I'm gone and people listen to this music. I want them to feel good. And I think sometimes people think that in order to have music that feels like that, it has to be slow and whatever. No, like Earth, Wind, and Fire is a great example of a lot of their music was it made you want to dance. It made you want to move. And
Hmm.
we're happy when we move. We're happy when we dance. People aren't sad when they're dancing. They're happy. And so
Right.
I want that when people hear my music, that it elevates them and it makes them feel better about themselves, and it helps them to remember that even if it's raining today, that the sun will shine again.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love that. Because as you know, this show is about motivation, our show, and inspiring. And that is awesome. I love it. Let's just get up and smile and dance and don't worry about all the bad stuff, right? I love it. Now, your newest song, which the video we just played, the song balances the excitement of finding love with awareness that time is infinite. Why was that contrast important to you?
So as you get grown, you really do realize, that time, that you get a certain amount of time. Like when you're 10 years old, you're always wishing for Saturday, and you don't care about the fact that you're wishing away, if it's Monday, you're wishing away for 4 days just because you want Saturday so you can get up and watch cartoons or play video games, whatever it is you like to do. So you just wish away all this time, not realizing that there's a finite amount and you're spending it like it's like you have unlimited money, unlimited life, and you don't. And so I wanted to balance that because I wrote that particular song about a girl from back in high school. And I'm sorry, back
Okay.
in college, right? So a lot of people don't realize this, but I was married once,
Okay.
right out of college, and right before I got married, I've been friends with a different girl, and it was the week before my wedding, and so I was just sitting down having a cup of coffee with her. It was the last. It was really the last time that I had a conversation with her, sitting down having
Mm.
coffee, and I was like, you know what? Let me just tell her. I was like, girl, I never had the courage, but I wanted to ask you out so bad, but I felt like I was in the friend zone forever. And so, I just never asked you out. And she's like, you're serious? I'm like, I'm totally serious. She's like, oh man, you should have totally asked me out. I would have been down. I'm like, oh my gosh. Needless to say, nothing happened. I got married to somebody else, etc. But I realized that one moment changes everything. I could have made
Mhm.
a decision and it would have changed my life completely. And then I started to think about all of those feelings that I had during that time. And that time, especially when you first are getting to know someone and you're starting to talk to them, and all of a sudden now you're dating them and you're moving forward, it feels so good and it feels so magical. And I feel like if you realize that you have a limited amount of time with that person, even if you're blessed with 50 years, that's a limited amount of time, especially when
Mhm.
you look at the infiniteness of the universe and how long time has been and how long time will go on, that it's a very small moment. And it's not about being dark and being like, oh my gosh, what does life mean? But rather, when you realize that you have a small amount of something, you treasure it a lot more. That's why life is so valuable. If we live forever, life wouldn't be that big of a deal. But because we have a finite amount of time, we can value it. And it's even more valuable when you find that person to love. So I wanted to balance that kind of idea of enjoy that time and keep working the same way that you worked at the beginning. When you brought her flowers, when you brought her candy, or when you imagined this great date and so you surprised her with that date, you worked so hard that at the beginning, keep working that hard because this time is finite. And you will look back one day and you'll be like, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have spent time with her. I wish I would have given her this attention. Um, and I feel like when people get sentimental when they see videos like of people that are like 80 or 90 years old and they're
Oh.
dancing together, and they're playing, they're listening to the song they listened to when they fell in love. But that's because they're treasuring that time again, because their time is very small, so they really recognize it. But don't
Mhm.
let that time then, don't wait for it to be 80 to value that time. Do it right now. Slow down and just do that thing. Take that time to be like, Chat GPT, what's a creative way if you can't come up with it yourself? What's a creative way to have a date right now? Or think about the first time you had the date and recreate that date. But just enjoy that time, because it goes like this. It's a nano in time, and that's where the hook comes from.
I love it. That is so true. I was just talking that over with my husband yesterday. I saw this elderly couple. We went to dinner and I saw him. She's in a walker and he's helping her get in the car. And they can tell, you could tell they're in their 80s and he's still holding her hand. And it was so sweet. And it was like, oh my God, when we get old, you gonna love me like that?
He will. He will.
So I love how you explain that. I do. Speaking about that song and the lyric, it says, "We're made up of stars, but it's scary to feel so small." You capture both wonder and vulnerability. What were you expressing in that moment? Is that kind of expounding on what you just said about an infinite of time that we have on Earth?
Yeah, you can get lost in like, so you probably can tell I've been doing a lot of philosophizing and a lot of thinking about the universe and how they, and it's very fascinating to me. But you can also start to feel like, well, how do I even matter? Like I'm one person in this big old place, and how can I even make a difference? But you can make a difference, because if you make this other person feel so good, you've already made a difference, because if you wouldn't have done that, they wouldn't have felt that way. And you have no idea that when you inspire your partner, how much more greatness that you will inspire them to do. I mean, I think about like my parents and how much I could see my father was always being inspired by my mom. She
Oh.
loved that man so much. And I know that inspired him to be an even better man. And
Mm.
so that mattered, because then he impacted other people. And then those people were able to raise their consciousness and impact other people. And it just keeps spiraling out and out and out. And all of a sudden, when you're talking about this infiniteness, you have, in fact, impacted way more than you ever thought you could, just by loving this person in a very deep way.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
That is so true. That's the way that we all should look at our relationships, right? More than just the day to day, what movie you want to go see, be creative, love on each other, because you just never know. Oh my goodness. So what other singles do you have planned? Are you going to do an album? What's in the future for you in regards to Legacy Son?
Well, I feel like a lot of things have aligned really, really well. While I was still working in St. Oshun, I was writing a lot for TV and film. And so I was just writing, 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 writing. But one of the things that started to poke its head out more and more and more is kind of this exploration of the universe and the exploration of time. And so I have 3 singles planned out, and I have a bunch of other singles that are going to fit well underneath being Legacy Son. But the 3 that I have planned out, I should say, counting Nano and Time. The next one is called Energy. And Energy, so Nano and Time focuses on one specific relationship and kind of exploring loving and valuing that time. So Energy, which is literally, before I got on this, I'm working on it, and I'm so glad to my producer, who is very patient with me, because he took the original song that I had written, reproduced it, and made it kind of funky, which is cool. And I recorded the lyrics, and I'm like, this ain't it. Can we do like a New Jack Swing type?
Oh, yes, yes.
And he's like, are you serious right now? I'm like, serious right now. I'm so sorry. But the song is about dancing, and
Yes.
it's about one night in New York. It was after a show, and we performed, and then that nightclub turned into a dance floor, and they're playing Afrobeats all night. And
Mm.
it just flooded in with a lot of West Africans, and we were just vibing and dancing. And like, it was really interesting, because a lot of times the club scene is about being seen, and it's about trying to get up on somebody and trying to take some.
Mhm.
That particular night, I didn't feel that way at all. It just felt like everybody was vibing in the moment. It was dancing and enjoying the whole night, and nobody was really after anything other than just living in that moment. And so that's what that song, the next song, Energy, is about. Is it takes Nano and Time, which is about a relationship, and just blows it up a little bit more and talks about one night of just vibing with people. And I mean, the pre-chorus is, we don't want to fall in love, we just want to dance and vibe. Like, that was that night. It was just, nobody was trying to push up on nobody. it was just the energy in the room and living in the moment and loving that moment. So that's the second one. And then Supernova, which is the third song, which we released at the end of the year. That's where I wanted to release that first, but ChatGPT corrected me, and I think it was a good decision. It's much more complicated. That particular song is about that same girl that I was talking about, but I told a little bit more in depth of how complicated it was because it was much more push and pull. And so Supernova is about being vulnerable, but not really understanding if you're going to be able to be with this person or not.
Mm.
Really complicated. And so I wanted to kind of evolve into that and start out with very just happy, and then talk a little bit more in depth about the complexity of relationships.
Wow, I love it. And going back to what you said with the song that you're going to create with dancing and all that. We need more of that, right?
Mhm.
We need more of an environment where I remember back in the day, just I'm a big house head. I love house music.
Mhm.
And I remember back in the day just going to the club and just dancing all night to house music. Like you said, nobody where I was at wasn't pushing up on nobody. We was just vibing. And we need more of that, because life is so stressful as it is. But I can't wait for that record to come out. Ooh. Oh.
I mean, because I kept listening to the original one and I was already envisioning the music video, and I've already talked to some dancers.
Okay.
Like, oh, dancers are going to dance to this. And I was like, it's gotta really make you move and like want to have some choreography. And I was like, I feel like if it was a New Jack Swing song, they would be like, oh, it's because, especially the one dancer that I think I'm going to have choreographed this one. Like, she's pretty young, but I don't actually, the two, they're both very young, but somehow I don't know if they grew up on old school music, but like there's another song later on that I'm going to release that's also New Jack Swing. And the other dancer already listened to it, already has the choreography for it. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's built, that style of music is built for dancers to dance to.
Oh, that is so good. I can't wait. So you're definitely going to do music videos. Definitely. Okay. Good, 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 good. Any plans of going out and doing a promotional tour or performing in clubs? Any of your singles coming out in the near future?
It's a great question. People keep asking me that. Yes.
Okay.
I want to finish the single first. And I want to make sure I have at least 15 minutes worth of original music before I start going out. Because I'll do some cover songs if I have to. That's fine. But I want to make sure that I have enough original music. So yeah, probably October, I'll start doing some LA shows. Actually touring, I would guess probably not till next year, because I want to make sure before I go out on the road, there's enough catalog out there where if people are liking it, it's not just like just one or two songs. Like there's 5-6 songs that they can listen to. If they're like, oh, I like Legacy Son. Okay. There's 5-6 songs I can listen to and I can enjoy.
Absolutely. I love it. So please tell us, where can we listen to your music? How can we follow you? How can we get in touch with you if we want to book you to come out? Please share that with us.
So on all the social media platforms, it's Legacy, Legacy, Sun, like what's in the sky, SUN music. So Legacy Sun music was what the @ would be at for whatever social media you're on. If you want to contact me for booking, you can also email me at legacysunmusic@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me if you're interested in booking a show.
Oh, awesome. I love it. I love it. Any word of advice that you would give to people that may need to pivot and change, be it in their business, their music, writing books, what have you? Because it sounded like you did a lot of soul searching. I'm going to assume some praying too. Because sometimes we do need to switch things up, right? So any advice that you would give the viewers?
Yeah, I feel like when it's time.
Okay.
I feel like what you will do is keep convincing yourself that it's not the time. You'll say, oh, well, I need more money before I switch, or I need more opportunity, or I need my spouse to be more supportive, right? And you'll just come up with this list of all of the things, and it'll never all line up. It just won't. That's not how it works. When you go out on faith, if you're using the analogy from the Bible, when Jesus is out in the water and I believe it was Peter that wants to step out. Jesus doesn't say, well, wait for the wind, wait for the wind to die down, wait for the boat to settle. He said, come. And so when when you hear, when your intuition, when the universe, when God, whatever you want to call it, speaks to you, it's time. And it doesn't mean it will be easy, but you will know it. And if you stop convincing yourself that it's not time and you listen, you will move forward and you will figure it out. You have gone through so many experiences before that you figured out. Moving into a new direction, you will figure it out too. And the universe will conspire to help you do that.
That's deep, but true. Oh my gosh. So basically step out on faith. Just do it. What did Nike used to say? Just do it, right? Just do it. You'll know. You'll know. I love that. One more quick question before we go, Charles. So that new song, oh my gosh, Nano, it's banging. I love it, love it, love it. I love how you've got some Afro beats in there. I hear some of that a little bit. Where did you film the video? Was it in California? I mean, you was vibing in the beach. I was like, oh.
That's funny you ask. So I had a whole music video treatment for that song. Whole different.
Okay.
And because it was taking too long for everything to happen, I literally was like, well, I'm going to do an unofficial music video just to have something up to market. And then I'll have time then to shoot this other one. So I shot the one that you saw, and I edited it together and blah, 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 blah. I do everything myself. And I literally actually shot everything myself too. Like there was no, all of that was just me on my iPhone.
Awesome.
And so after I was finished, I just shared it with the marketing guy again. I sent it over and I said, hey, I shot this. It's just an unofficial video. What do you think? Is it okay to use for unofficial? And he's like, what do you mean this is an unofficial music video? This is a music video. What are you doing right now?
It was good.
I had this vision for this very elaborate thing. And he's like, no, save your money and spend it on marketing. Don't shoot another music video. And so when I call that my accidental music video. I shot it and it's official, but it was meant to be official.
Don't call it accidental because it looks very professionally done. I mean, everything I loved about it, especially the beach scenes, it made me want to go to the beach. Like, wait a minute. Oh my God. And I'm just bumping to it. And I just loved everything about it. So,
it was shot, to answer your question, it was shot in Santa Monica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all of it was shot in Santa Monica.
Nice. So let's see. You're a singer, performer, songwriter, music editor, videographer.
Saxophone a little bit too.
That is so awesome. Well, I thank you so much for stopping by Let's Talk to debut your new record, your new song. I think great things are going to come for you in the future simply because you've laid the foundation, you've done the homework, you've done the prayer and the seeking out. And I love the name. It's very catchy. I think great things are in store for you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for having me on the show, even though you're struggling with all the stuff you got going on.
Well, with my throat, I know, right? It's all good. And when you have new releases, please stop back by and debut them with us. The viewers absolutely love you. So best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon, Dre.
Okay. Bye-bye. That was an amazing interview with Legacy Son. As you know, he was formerly of St Oshun. So thank you, Legacy Son, excuse me, for coming on the show and debuting your new song, Nano Time. I thought it was amazing. So I want to thank my guest, Entertainer JeROME, for coming on, my brother from another mother. And I also want to thank Legacy Son for coming on. So as we close out the show, you guys, I'm going to leave you with a positive thought. As always, I was doing a lot of thinking about what's been going on in the news, what's been going on in the world, just all together, just thinking about what's going on. And so basically I wrote this, and basically it states, Life can be stressful, and sometimes the best thing you can do is give yourself permission to have a little fun. You don't need a luxury vacation to reset your spirit. A low expense getaway can work wonders. Put your feet in the ocean, suck up some much needed vitamin D, breathe, and let the world slow down for a moment. While you're away, sleep in. Spend extra time with your mate. Eat some good food. Put that diet on pause for just a minute and enjoy a great meal without guilt. Joy is part of healing too. And if your funds are tight, start small. Save $1 a day by skipping the daily coffee run or choosing name brand items at the store. Little changes add up, and before you know it, you've built a vacation fun without stress. Bottom line, we're all human and you deserve a mental break from it all. Fun isn't a luxury, it's part of staying healthy, grounded, and emotionally whole. So, you guys, as I tell you each and every week, do one good thing for when no one is looking. It's called integrity. Our next show will be next week, August 28th. Got a fun show. We've booked the guest for next week. We're going to do an old school music segment. This is awesome. I think is amazing. I thank God for it. We're having the lead singer of Confunction, Michael Cooper, will be on Let's Talk. And we also have the lead singer of the Stylistics, Mr. Brown, will be on the show. So it's going to be a fun treat show. For those of you that remember old school music, you got to tune in. We're going to be going live next week again on the 28th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you take a look at the Facebook page and the YouTube page to stay abreast. Hit like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend and tell a friend. And lastly, I want to tell you, as I tell you guys every week, do one good thing for one person each day, and you can affect 365 lives. If no one's told you they love you, know that I love you. You guys stay safe out there. It's crazy in them streets. Stay safe out there and love on one another. And make sure you plan some sort of fun-filled time, getaway, vacation. Okay? And with those words, I'm out.